The first love on Earth, the secret that will change everything you know. Siberia, 2019. A team of archaeologists freezes as they open a cave sealed for 40,000 years. Inside, under layers of crystallized ice, two skeletons in an impossible position, embraced like lovers, fingers intertwined, foreheads touching, a gesture so human that it made tough scientists weep. But DNA revealed the unthinkable. She was like us, Homo sapiens. He was Neanderthal, the extinct species that your professor said disappeared without a trace. And between them, protected by the bodies like a sacred treasure, a child's skeleton with characteristics of both species. The child that science said was genetically impossible. The love that rewrote human history. The secret that your DNA carries to this day. You are about to discover why 14% of your genes are not human, but are from something much more special. Zara was 17 winters old when her own mother tried to kill her, not out of cruelty, but out of fear. Zara was born with a visible curse, eyes of different colors. One a deep brown like fertile earth, the other a bright green like moss after rain. In the tribe, this meant only one thing: she was marked by the spirits to bring misfortune. Heterochromia, that's what we call it today, but 40,000 years ago, it was a death sentence. The shaman decreed during the blood moon, before the next winter arrives, she must leave, or we will all pay with our lives. The tribe agreed. Even her own father averted his eyes as they pushed her out of the camp, naked and without provisions, in the middle of a glacial autumn. Zara walked for 6 days through mountains that tore at the skin and forests where even wolves hesitated to enter. Her feet bled, froze, bled again. On the 5th day, she stopped feeling hungry, a sign that death was near. That's when she saw the cave, and the eyes that shone in the dark, eyes that weren't human, but that looked at her with something impossible to describe: compassion. That's when she saw him for the first time. Thak emerged from the shadows, and Zara understood why her tribe called them human flesh-eaters. He was huge, not tall but broad as a bear, muscles bulging beneath pale skin adapted to the eternal ice. Prominent forehead, jaw that seemed capable of breaking bones, hands the size of shovels. A Neanderthal, a demon from the Knight's Tales. Zara awaited death. She closed her eyes, accepting her fate. But death did not come. Instead, she felt something warm and soft envelop her trembling body. Furs, mammoth hides softer than anything her tribe had ever made, and then, impossible but real, gentle fingers brushed frozen hair away from her face. When Zara opened her eyes, she saw something that would change everything, tears streaming down Thak's monstrous face. He was crying as he watched her suffer. In that moment, every lie she had been told about Neanderthals crumbled. For 3 moons, he cared for her without asking for anything in return. He fed her bone marrow broth. Scientists have now discovered that Neanderthals had advanced nutritional knowledge. He treated her wounds with a herbal paste that prevented infection. They knew natural medicine. And every night he stayed awake watching the cave entrance, protecting it from predators. Zara slowly understood. The real monsters were those who had abandoned her. Spring. The snow melted, revealing a world reborn. And something impossible was happening in that lost cave. Thak was teaching Zara how to survive like a Neanderthal, and modern scientists would be shocked by what she learned. How to make underwater fire using pyrite and flint, even during storms, something that took modern humans centuries to master. How to track a reindeer for 3 days, following invisible marks in the snow. How to read the stars not only for direction, but to predict weather changes. How to make super powerful glue from birch resin heated to exactly 350 degrees. Archaeologists have tried to replicate it for years. It's incredibly difficult. But Thak learned even more from her. Zara drew on the walls using techniques he had never imagined. Three-dimensional perspective, shading, movement. She sang complex songs that made mathematical patterns. Neanderthals preferred simple whistles. He told stories about ancestors that he listened to with fascination. Because his species did not have a strong oral tradition, they were filling in each other's gaps, becoming stronger together. But it was on one particular night that everything changed. The aurora borealis painted the sky a ghostly green. Thak took Zara's hand, his enormous hands engulfing hers, and led her to a secret place, a frozen lake where, beneath the crystalline ice, prehistoric flowers shimmered, perfectly preserved. He had spent weeks searching for it because he had noticed her crying as she gazed at the grey stone walls. Zara broke down, not from sadness, but from an emotion that didn't exist in her language. In her tribe, love was a word for favorite food or useful tools. Marriages were strategies. But this gesture of pure beauty with no purpose beyond her smile, was something radically new. It was love, true love, the kind that asks for nothing in return. That night, under stars that witnessed the birth of the earth, two species became one flesh, and human history was rewritten forever. 3 moons later, Zara awoke with anguish. Her body was changing. She knew what it meant, but the reality was terrifying. She was carrying a child, an impossible child. Tak knew too. In his eyes, she saw fear and wonder mingled. His people had legends about such unions. They always ended in tragedy. The children were born weak, deformed, or simply not born at all. Nature, the elders said, did not allow different worlds to mix, but they were young and in love, and love made them believe they could defy even the laws of nature. As Zara's belly grew, they prepared. Thak hunted incessantly, accumulating dried meat and fat. He built a nest of soft hides in the most sheltered part of the cave. Zara sewed tiny clothes and sang ancient songs to the child growing inside her. But the outside world wouldn't leave them in peace for long. It was Zara's brother, Kale, who found them. He had tracked his sister across a continent, driven not by brotherly love, but by shame. The tribe blamed him for her escape. They said he should have watched her better. When Kyle burst into the cave with 5 warriors, he found a scene that froze his blood. His sister, visibly pregnant, beside a creature he had learned to hate since childhood. A Neanderthal. "Abomination!" he shouted, pointing his spear at Thak. "You have contaminated our bloodline. This thing must die." But it was Zara who placed herself between the spear and her beloved. "He is more human than any of you. He saved me when you abandoned me to die." The confrontation that followed was brutal. Thak fought like a cornered bear, taking down 2 warriors before a spear pierced his shoulder. Zara screamed, and the sound of her agony did something unexpected. Kyle hesitated. For the first time, he truly looked at his sister. He saw her round belly, he saw the tears, he saw the genuine love in her eyes. And he saw something else. In the wounded Neanderthal's eyes, there was the same devotion he had seen in his own father's gaze when he looked at his mother. "Stop!" Kale ordered the warriors, his voice trembling. Zara's tribe gathered in council. It was something never seen before, a sapiens woman pregnant with a Neanderthal. Some demanded immediate death for both. Others wanted only to exile them. The shaman, however, remained silent, staring intently at Zara's belly with an expression impossible to decipher. It was when she finally spoke. Her words changed everything. "I also carried a child like that," the shaman confessed, her voice breaking. 50 winters ago, my clan killed her at birth. They said she was a demon, but I held her for a moment before they tore her from my arms. And in that moment, I saw her eyes. They were human. Perfectly human. The silence in the cave was absolute. "All my life I perpetuated the hatred that killed my daughter," the shaman continued, tears streaming down her wrinkled face. But I was wrong. We were all wrong. They are not monsters. They are our brothers. And this child, she pointed to Zara, may be the bridge between our worlds. The decision was made. Zara and Thak would be exiled, but not executed. They could raise their child in peace, far from the tribe. It was the best mercy they could hope for. Winter arrived with unusual fury. Zara went into labor during the worst blizzard in a generation. Thak was terrified. He had helped with the hunts. He had faced cave lions, but nothing had prepared him for this. The contractions lasted 2 days. Zara deliriously writhed in pain and fever. There were moments when Thak was certain he would lose her, and the pain in his chest was worse than any physical injury he had ever received. But when the dawn of the 3rd day painted the sky pink, a faint cry echoed through the cave. The child was perfect, neither fully sapiens nor fully Neanderthal. She had Thak's forehead and Zara's mixed eyes, one green, one brown. Her fingers were delicate like Zara's, but strong like Thak's. It was as if nature had taken the best of both worlds and created something new. They named her Amma, love, in the ancient language of Zara. For 3 years, that small family lived in isolation, but happily. Amma grew quickly, learning both the songs of Zara and the hunting whistles of Thak. She was bright, curious, and represented something none of them could fully articulate: hope. Hope that different peoples could unite. Hope that love was stronger than fear. But fate, as always, had other plans. A group of sapiens hunters, not from Zara's tribe, but from a distant and more brutal clan, discovered her cave. To them, Neanderthals were pests to be exterminated, competition for scarce resources in an unforgiving land. Tak was hunting when they attacked. Zara tried to flee with Amma, but a spear pierced her back. She fell to the snow, embracing her daughter, singing a final lullaby as the warm blood dripped onto the white ice. When Thak returned and saw the scene, something inside him broke. He held the bodies of his wife and daughter, roaring with a pain so primal and universal that even the attackers themselves recoiled, horrified by what they had done. Tak carried them both back to the cave. For 3 days, he neither ate nor slept. He only dug. He dug deep into the frozen earth of the cave, preparing a resting place for his love and his daughter. When he finished, he laid them down together, intertwined his own hands with Zara's, and drank a tea made from poisonous herbs that he himself had gathered. 40,000 years later, Russian archaeologists discovered the cave. They found the 3 skeletons exactly as Thak had left them. A family frozen in time, silent witnesses to a love that defied everything. DNA tests revealed the truth. The child was indeed a hybrid, half sapiens, half Neanderthal, one of the first concrete pieces of evidence that our ancestors not only coexisted with Neanderthals, but fell in love, had children, and created families. The discovery changed everything we thought we knew about prehistory. Neanderthals were not extinct. They were absorbed. Their DNA lives on in us to this day. Every non-African human being carries 4% Neanderthal genes. Tak and Zara were not the only ones. There were thousands, perhaps millions of couples like them throughout the millennia. Forbidden loves that defied tribes, traditions, and even biology. And when you look in the mirror and see your eyes, your nose, the shape of your face, you are seeing the legacy of these impossible loves. You are living proof that love always finds a way, even through 40,000 years of ice and time. The story of Thak and Zara is our story. It is the story of Earth's first love, a love that literally shaped humanity. And on cold nights, when the wind howls through the Siberian mountains, locals say they can still hear an ancient lullaby, sung in a language that no longer exists, by a mother who loved so much that she defied nature itself. Because in the end, it doesn't matter what tribe we come from, what language we speak, or what our forehead is shaped like. Love has always been and always will be the most powerful force on Earth. A little bit of Thak and Zara, lives within each of us. In every act of love that transcends differences, they live on again.